Hello friends, welcome to Shriram's. The topic for today's discussion is vaccine rollout in India. Backstory. More than 20 million people in India have received at least one dose of a coronavirus vaccine in what is the world's biggest inoculation drive. The government aims to inject up to 500 million doses to cover 250 million priority people by the end of July. Vaccination is voluntary in the country, but eligible people are being actively encouraged to receive a jab. Which vaccines have been approved in India? The country's drug regulator has given the green light to two vaccines, one developed by AstraZeneca with Oxford University, Covishield, and one by Indian firm Bharat Biotech, Covaxin. Several other candidates are at different stages of trials. Who is bearing the cost of the inoculation? The government is spending around $5 billion for free doses at state-run clinics, public health centers, and hospitals. State-run clinics and hospitals are offering free jabs, but people can also pay Rs 250 to get a dose at private facilities and get vaccinated. Does India enjoy some infrastructural advantages compared to other countries? India has undertaken mass vaccination campaigns before, as with polio, and has a strong universal immunization program. India also regularly conducts the world's biggest elections and is drawing on that experience and infrastructure to help with COVID-19 immunization push, including verification of eligible beneficiaries with electoral rolls. And India, sometimes known as World's Medicine Cabinet, has production and manufacturing capabilities to make vaccines and export them to the rest of the world. Have there been any negative health effects? Vaccines come with side effects for some people. India has a 34-year-old surveillance program for monitoring such adverse events following immunization. Until early February, India reported 8,483 adverse events after vaccination. 46 people have died and 51 were hospitalized after receiving jabs until February 26, according to the Health Ministry. Officials say none of these cases are attributable to vaccination. Has the pace of vaccination drive decreased to some extent? Reports have suggested that the pace has indeed slowed. This is driven by a combination of factors, from glitches with the country's vaccination app to vaccine hesitancy, fueled by what some critics have said was a hasty vaccine approval process that lacked transparency, and a dramatic decline in COVID-19 cases in India after some of the highest infection rates in the world. What are the glitches with the COVID app? COVID-19 Vaccine Intelligence Network, or COVID app, is a digital platform for the vaccination campaign. People will register with the app, and through that, they will receive communication when they are eligible to get their first and second shot. COVID will also help India track the vaccinations, keep track of vials in cold storage, and figure out how many doses to allocate to different places. But the system has had its fair share of glitches, some of which may be stalling the vaccination drive. Technical problems meant people weren't getting messages about their appointments to get vaccinated. Beyond that, there are privacy concerns since the COVID app will include identifying documents. Fake COVID apps have also cropped up in various app stores, raising fears of scams and misinformation. Are there any societal or economic problems with the vaccine rollout? Reports suggest that a class divide has emerged in accessing the program, with the poor staying away from getting the jabs in cities like Delhi, Mumbai, and Bangalore. Many of the poor have little information on how to register themselves and access the vaccine free of cost. Online registration could be an impediment for a lot of people who don't own phones or use the internet. What should be the way ahead for the government? India needs a clear timeline and effective communication to provide a tentative date for the vaccine jab for the remaining population. Roping in more private hospitals in the vaccination drive An increase in the production capacity should be prioritized by the government. The trials of pending vaccine candidates need to be accelerated to undo the loss to economy, education, and health that the nation has suffered. Well, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast.